Hey guys, Carol97 again. This time with a review of the 144th scale high-grade Universal Century Gym Striker from the Harmony of Gundam MSV series, later featured in Bonds of the Battlefield and a bunch of other video games. For colors, we get some really nice militaristic and realistic feeling colors. We have a dark forest green for pretty much the entire thing, and we have some very light green for the upper arms, upper legs, a bit on the feet here, and a few other smaller details. It kind of looks to me like it's a subdued mint green. According to the manual, it's a bit of black, a lot of white, and then a bit of green again. Then we have some orangey yellow for the vents, around the neck here, at the bottom of the feet. Here it might look slightly out of place, but it still blends in pretty well with the rest of the model kit. We have some on the thrusters here on the back as well. And then we have your usual gray for most of the joints, some smaller details here and there, the backpack, and that is your lot. Other than that, the final thing we are also getting is a very nice clear blue visor, which is something we don't really get to see all that often, a blue visor that is. Then for stickers, well, most of them are acceptable, but some of them might have been better as parts. But I have to say, overall the stickers, especially these ones here, really surprised me. I thought they were going to peel off almost immediately, because when you look at all of the edges on here and how much you have to fold it, I was completely expecting them to peel off instantly. But lo and behold, they're actually still holding on very well a long time after I built this thing. I didn't even have to push them back on again, they just stayed on, so that's very surprising. Other than that, we have some smaller details, and our yellow one here, the yellow stripe here on the arms. Turning around again, yellow stripes here next to the cockpit. The red sticker for the cockpit itself is also one big sticker. I don't really like it being metallic. It's the same metallic as the visor on top here, but you know, this should have been just matte red. The same kind of matte as the yellow stickers right here, so I don't really know why they had to make this metallic, just because this small piece here was metallic as well. Another sticker that would have been nice as a part is the mouthpiece, which is also a sticker, and then two stickers which also got were yellow and black ones for the thrusters on the sides. Overall, yeah, some of the stickers might have been parts, but it's really not too bad. The stickers that we're getting all work really well, and all in all, it looks awesome. And for more awesomeness, let's look at the articulation. Head goes up, down, rotates around all the way, goes backwards and forwards a bit, and the arms, once again, also rotate around all the way, go up, all the way. This part here goes up even a bit further, so nicely accommodates the arms, and then go forwards nicely like so, backwards a little bit, rotate around, and bend at the elbow at two joints. Something a lot of modern kits seem to have problems with. Hands from ball joints, rotate around, wiggle around, turn around, do everything a ball joint does. The waist rotates around all the way. On the backpack, there isn't anything moving. These giant thrusters, well, at first they looked like they could have some movement in them, but it's just one giant piece there. Then front skirts, as always, molded together, but can be separated with ease. Legs go out very nicely like that, backwards until they hit the back skirt. Then rotate around a little bit and go out really nicely like that. Knees bend at a double joint, but you know, it's mainly going to be one joint that does all the bending. There we go, not too bad considering the bulk on the back of the legs. And then the feet have the usual flip-flop joints with the gym. We have a ball joint at the top, and then a hinge inside of the foot itself. All the way like that. Backwards about that far. Side to side on that ball joint, rotates around on that ball joint, and that is your lot. Of course, ankle guards will also move up and down. So for a close combat mobile suit, it has some pretty damn good articulation going on, and for an older model kit, it has aged especially well. In fact, I think this thing can go pretty much toe-to-toe with some of the modern-day model kits with ease, if it doesn't even surpass them. Up next are the accessories. And despite being a close combat mobile suit, it does come with the standard issue machine gun with a dedicated trigger finger hand, but unfortunately I kinda can't find the trigger finger hand that came with this model. It was molded in the exact same colors that it should have been, so this one would be the same kind of light green and the gray would be slightly dark. So this also illustrates the difference between the gray this machine has and the most standard gray you usually get with GM or Federation mobile suits. So the machine gun pretty standard. The stock goes out and we have a handle that moves in and out as well. Unfortunately, unlike almost all other versions of this machine gun, you cannot remove the ammo clip. Though for this model kit, it's not really a big deal because, well, you don't get any extra ammo on the side skirts anyways. Though that would have been a cool extra touch considering, well, it does use the machine gun. And given the articulation this thing has, he has, of course, no problem holding it with both hands. But you know, there is a very good reason why I couldn't find the trigger finger hand for this machine gun, because, well, let's face it, as nice as this machine gun is, this particular machine has something much better than a machine gun. The twin beam spear, and not only is it a spear, it can transform into a scythe. And as you can see, it has a very cool mechanism that moves both the beam sabers at once until the final bit that you have to do it yourself. But other than that, it's very, very cool the way this thing was designed. And as you can see, comes with clear, very nice, clear pink beams. And we don't just get 2 of them, we get 4 of those beams because, well, there's still a beam saber back there and, you know, you can never have too many beams. And I guess this also shows us where all of the beams from the Gundam Seed kits went. They all went to these guys. But now, let's put them on there. And of course, if you want to use the beam sabers themselves, you can simply pull these out and go wild with them. So let's quickly put this in the hand. And this by far is going to be the way you're going to display him. And you don't even have to have him hold it with both hands. He can hold on to the beam. Oop, there it goes. He can hold on to it perfectly with one hand. Or at least I know that the right hand was capable of doing it. There we go. Come on. And now let's get both hands to hold on to it. In you go. There we go. And now this thing is ready to take on some goofs. And of course you can display it any way you want. Have it either like this or in scythe mode. That is probably the coolest thing. And back in action again. And as I said, he came with an extra beam saber on the back and with plenty of beam sabers to support it. So even if you have an accident like that just now, if you can peel out a little piece that got stuck, you even have a spare beam saber. So here we go. Goof, cry your heart out. And we're still not there just yet when it comes to accessories. We still get one more. The spike shield. A very cool edit of the ground Gundam shield. What makes this cool is the 2 pile bunkers on the end, which make this shield the spike shield. And they're actually functional. They don't come out a whole lot, but you know, it's still cool that they do. And as always, you can put it on either the back or the side. Just in there, so it's very snugly. Doesn't fall out like some of the earlier shields with that design did. And there we go. This thing is ready to take on any mobile suit, at least in close combat, until you give him his machine gun. And the one accessory I almost forgot about is the open palm left hand. But let's face it, you're probably not going to use that, because why not use that left hand for the beam saber? Because, you know, it's a close combat mobile suit. And another thing I quickly want to mention at the end of the review is something that not a lot of mobile suits feature. The reactive armor that's all over the place on the Gym Striker. And it's just a little touch like that that makes this thing really stand out, and just from a practical point of view, it makes absolute sense that this thing has reactive armor, just as real-life tanks do. And it seems like this machine and then the Desert Gym, which it was based on, are the only two machines that really prominently feature reactive armor. And this thing, unfortunately, well, these things aren't reactive armor. They're some are for extra data for some reason, and the big things on his knees are just extra shock absorbers. So this really doesn't have any reactive armor. But it seems like this and then Chubham armor are the only times you really see extra added armor. But I gotta say, reactive armor definitely is the sexiest looking of the bunch. And, well, especially for a close combat mobile suit, you wouldn't really want to put Chubham armor on there, now would you? And then some final piece of advice is definitely grab an action base. So when you turn around and when you remove the panel down here, this is where you can put the action base 2 in, and it's going to greatly increase the amount of poses you can pull with this guy. You won't regret it. As always, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? And for 1,200 yen, this is an absolute hell yes. It's got really good articulation, it looks absolutely badass, and the accessories are simply amazing. There's nothing that you can really say bad about it. Sure, some of the stickers you can complain about a little bit, but all of the rest absolutely makes up for it. The Katoki design, the beam spear, the articulation that goes along with being a close combat mobile suit, and even that, it's called a close combat mobile suit, but this thing looks just as badass and functional with any other normal weapon. Give him a bazooka, give him a machine gun, he's going to look badass. And really, it's called a close combat mobile suit, but that head is the same design as the Desert Gym, which is a normal standard for everyday use mobile suit. So really, the Gym Striker is plenty capable enough of holding his own in any kind of combat, whether it's mid-range, close range. Well, long range might be a bit too much, but you get my point. Buy one or buy a few of them. Get your own squad of Gym Strikers. You know, it comes with a machine gun, so that's a cool touch already, or give him some extra weapons. This is a model kit I would absolutely recommend anyone to get. Also, it is on the older side when you look at it, but it definitely has aged very well. I mean, it's got double elbow joints, something for some reason still hasn't become a standard with the high-grade Universal Century line. And that is something I just don't understand. But whatever, that just means that this kit is just so much more awesome, really. Even in terms of gyms, this is definitely one of the best designs out there. It's funny because for the 1 Year War, it's one of the best gyms out there next to the Gym Sniper 2. And all in all, it's also one of the best gym model kits. For looks, for accessories, articulation, it's got the entire bundle. Sure, there are some that are going to be a very good match for it, such as, well, the Gym Sniper 2 K9 also offers a lot of accessories. But overall, you can't go too wrong with this. For size comparisons, here is next to the Goof, the machine he was designed to bust with that twin beam spear of his, and also the Gelgook. Next up are the obligatory Zaku 3, and standard size gym custom. As you can see, the gyms are about the same size. And we of course have the massive Zaku 3. Talking about massive, let's bring in our Chubam armor again. And once again, just look at how much sexier that the reactive armor of the Gym Striker is. And I think that, especially during the 1 year war, having reactive armor, especially on the Federation side, makes a lot of sense. Because Zeon uses a lot of machine guns, shotguns, and, you know, it might have saved a Gym Sniper too. Or two. And finally, here is the Gym family picture. Or at least as many as I could fit on screen. And once again, the Gym Striker at 1,200 yen definitely seems like the best price quality deal out there, unless you get to the Gym Sniper K9 at 1,800 yen. That one is a lot more expensive, but it also comes with a lot more stuff. But at the 1,200 price range, even up to 1,500, the Gym Striker definitely seems like your best bet. And well, that's all for this review, and see you guys next time.